Schmuel mentioned need to be serious, which brings me to my next topic and one that will catch Lemmy's ears. Just recently, Sirius Satellite Radio, you know those ones, Shuli?
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with their work.
They just broke new ground with a groundbreaking idea that will break new ground.
Go ahead.
They figured out a way for the people paying public to be able to hear all Metallica songs, not whenever they want, but on a 24-hour period. So there's never been a service invented where you can just randomly go play the songs in any order. No, they'll choose it for you. This is going to be fucking huge, no?
Yeah, I mean, this is the
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Lemmy. Sorry. No. Go ahead, Lemmy, please.
As somebody who I love Metallica, so I would love a channel that I could just pop on and I didn't have to fucking curate a playlist and just randomly fucking throw on Metallica all day. That'd be dope. There's a good side to that. I would listen to that.
But can't you do that on like iTunes or iPods or whatever the fucking kids use these days?
I don't use that shit. I don't use Sirius either, so it really doesn't matter. But that's all right. That's kind of cool.
Somebody send Lemmy some Metallica songs, please. I didn't know you had no way to listen to Metallica right now.
I do.
Right.
I use YouTube Premium, and if I feel like listening to Metallica, I'll just play some Metallica on my YouTube. But I don't know if Sirius wants to pay Metallica more money just to exist and have music on their platform. I see no harm in it. The DabbleVerse exists, so I see absolutely no harm in Metallica being on Sirius. None whatsoever. My bar is just so up here these days.
But Hughezy, aren't you saying that you don't get to pick the song you want to listen to? You have to listen to what they're playing?
Yeah, so it's basically they figured out a way to do the alternative of an iPod or Spotify, and that hopefully they'll play a song. You ever heard this Metallica song called Enter Sandman?
Yeah, it's your Spotify. If you search up Metallica and you go to their page and you hit shuffle, that's the Metallica channel. That's it.
Yeah. But now these fucking dicks at Sirius expect people to pay to fucking hear it, and it kind of brings me to my second point with all that shit is that in 9 days or 2 days or whatever, Howard Stern, ever heard of that guy, Shuli?
Hashem? Yes, I've heard of him.
Well, he's making an announcement or talking about whatever he's doing next, and I'm sure it'll be interesting. He'll either keep doing a radio show that nobody listens to, or he'll retire and do stuff that nobody cares about. But do you think, Shuli, if Stern did say he's quitting Sirius and he was like starting off like a podcast, do you think that would actually work out? Because I generally don't think it would work out. Like, I think he's become a shit interviewer. Like, he had Bruce Springsteen on, and I'm gay as fuck for Bruce Springsteen. But those interviews were so shit that I almost turned against Bruce, and not in a sexual way. I thought this was, get ready, boring in the USA.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah, and I thought, but he's lost his skills, and he seems to want to do therapy instead of interviews. So, surely, if Stern went into podcasting, do you think it would work out? Or...
Yeah, I mean, I think it would work for the people that like the show that he's doing now. I think they would follow him and support him over there. But there's no going back. It's not like he's going to do a podcast and start interviewing strippers and asking them general knowledge questions. So if there's a market for it, then Sirius will re-sign him. It's not like, it's not like they're paying him shit money over there. So if it's still and to circle back to the Metallica channel, the reason why Sirius does that is because it gets it out into the press. And I'm sure it does sell some subscriptions because of these hardcore, diehard Metallica fans that if they don't have Sirius will want to support. Is it as strong as it was 10, 15 years ago when they were doing it? Probably not. because of podcasting, because of Spotify and Pandora and all these things. So, but it's a system that's the problem from day one at Sirius, in my opinion, is they had the ability to do something so different. They didn't have to be confined by the boundaries that terrestrial radio had, and every person they hired to run the thing was radio people. And so they just ran it like radio from day one. Shitty formats, repeating themselves, the 80s channel, everybody, Corolla used to have a rap about, every hour is Hungry Like a Wolf is playing, and it's like, they had a chance to do something different, and everybody just did what they knew. And so now here we are. You got the same thing happening in the satellite that's happening in the radio. It's dying.
Yeah, I think that but I don't really think Stern's helping much. Like, there was an interview he did, I think it was like 2 years ago, with Mick Jagger, and Mick Jagger cut it short because it was so fucking dull that even Mick's like, I really don't have the time to waste.
I mean, I don't know what people are expecting Howard to do. He's doing a show from home where they're paying him, multi millions of dollars, and they're like, what, he's just done working? Yeah, he's done. He's done. This is as mail it in as it's going to get, and people still tune in for it. Like, there's still an audience that loves him. He's still, he's still the man that revolutionized radio. There's no taking that away from him.
I just
KB
can't.
without the karmic.
Oh, fuck. It's true. Karmic, because Brennan does have his own whack pack. They're all actually getting paid, which is a shame. The stack pack. But
So-
seriously, guys.
Shuli, do you think that Stern still thinks he's Stern?
He is,
Like,
though.
does he have any reality of what he's done to himself, or how he's viewed, or does he still think he's the Howard of the 90s?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I know he's probably not out there reading comments and looking at shit, and I know they've gone out of their way to make sure that public comments aren't seen in certain social media platforms. So I don't know. The calling into the show, it's, it used to be where you can call in with pretty much anything, and you'd at least get put on hold, or they'd tell you now everything's, very closely monitored. So, if you make a world around you where there's nothing wrong, then how do you know when something's wrong, right?
There's probably a room with 100 people in Bangalore typing out positive Stern comments every day just for Sirius.
Yeah, who knows?
I love racism. But the thing about Stern, I think if he did go into podcasting, it would be, it's almost too late for that, because even podcasts are dying off, and everybody's going live and streaming to Twitch or Kick or YouTube or whatever. And I can't imagine Stern going $2 from Carmick's Harry Lip. Where's Artie? I don't want to take questions from Artie. Only $5 or more for Artie.
There's no way. Maybe he does a podcast interview format that he can now sell to, maybe even back to Sirius, where they just air his podcast, or, I mean, they were so anti-podcast for a while, and then all of a sudden it just flipped, and they're offering, Joe Rogan to come do his podcast there. They're offering Corolla, the podcasting completely like T-boned them. They didn't think it was going to be as big as it was, for sure. But that's what happens when you have people who just ran radio their whole life doing this shit.
I just think that whatever Stern does next, it's not going to be successful, and especially because I remember when Donald Trump, the guy from Home Alone 2.
Fuck yeah.
Greatest
Well,
role
he
ever.
went into politics, right, and became president, I think it says here on this note. When he went back into office, Stern, for like 24 hours, seemed like he was going to change personalities, and he was like, well, let's see what happens, and let's see if he changes this time, and let's see if it's any different. And then right away, the next day, I don't want you listening if you're a Trump voter. This show is not for you. Go away. And you just think, This fucking guy is gone, and nobody wants to hear any more of that woke positivity shit. We want to hear dirt. We want to hear good interviews where people bring up stories that they shouldn't really say. And the only place you can get that is on Schmuel Buckman's show, right, Schmuel?
Wops away.
Wops away?
Yeah, it's his catchphrase.
Or
you don't watch?
Wops
Ahoy.
ahoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wops ahoy.
I like wops away. Nobody's using that.